Hello there YouTube, welcome back to Wumble's Hive. Today got a little unboxing to do. I decided it might be fun to try out the new Scrawlrbox MiniKit, and obviously I'm going to choose the watercolour box. I've just had a look on the website and unfortunately it is out of stock at the moment, so it must have sold really quickly, and it is only 10 Great British pounds, so it's quite a bargain. So I'm not surprised it's gone already, but you can always click the button that says notify me when back in. So let's have a look at this package. So unlike the normal Scrawlrbox, it doesn't come in a box, it comes in a white packing envelope. I did notice that there is a little bit of damage there, so I'm hoping it's not hurt anything on the inside. The front is just the front, and I'll not show you because it's got my address on. Let's have a look. That wasn't terribly well stuck down, but let's have a see. So it does tell you on the website what you are getting in the kit, so it's not a great surprise to me, but we'll pull them all out so you guys can see. And that's everything that's in there. So unlike the normal Scrawlrboxes, which if you sign up to a membership it's a surprise every month, this one is a tester set excuse me, so that you can see if it's something that you're into. And obviously I do know that I like watercolours, and you guys, if you've watched any of my videos, do too, but these are products that I've tried the pen, but I've not tried the watercolour, and I've only had a little go at watercolour pencils, so I thought it might be interesting to have a go at that. So what we've got here are the Unipin Fine Line. The size of this one is 0.3. It's water and fade proof pigment ink. Now I like this one because you can draw out your boxes, you can draw out your line work, and then you can watercolour over the top of it. So I'm happy that one of those is in there. The next thing that we've got is a sea white synthetic brush. It's a number 6, and as you can see we've got a nice round brush there with a nice pointed tip, which is still sealed, so we'll not mess with that at the moment. We've then got 3 Derwent watercolour pencils. The first one is Ivory Black. The next one is Terracotta. And the next one is Prussian Blue, so that's an interesting set. And the one that, to be honest, really interested me is these Viviva colours at Scrawlrbox. It's a small watercolour set with super vivid and transparent colours, but only 8 of them. And how cute is this box? It's got bees on it. I did not know that. So cute. Little bees. Made in India. So let's have a little slide out and see what we've got in here. So that's nice, because on the website it doesn't show you that it's got that little cover, so it's nice that it is covered and it's not just open to the elements. So this watercolour set belongs to, you get to write in your details there. As you can see, it's a special for Scrawlrbox. And creativity takes courage, a quote by Henry Matisse. Mixer mate. Oh, it's actually got like a little mixer. That's clever. I like it. So these are the colours that we're getting. We're getting cinnamon, mango, opera, alizarin crimson, as you know, one of my favourite ones, viridian hue, which if you watch my Twitch channel is an in joke. Feel free to pop by and ask me why. We've also got deep blue, violet and burnt umber. Now, I'm not quite sure what kind of paper this is because it kind of looks a little bit like linen. But I'll be honest, I've used my own paper because there's not really much point in testing on paper that I'm not going to use. So this is what they look like. They are in a cork palette. I don't think they're replaceable. Not something that I've looked into, to be fair. But that's the little set there. So it's a nice little set. You can fit that in your pocket, take it out and about with you, or just slip it into your pencil case, and you've always got a set of colours with you. So I'll read you the bump from the website. This is the Scrawlrbox Custom Viviva Watercolour Pan, 8 colours. 8 specially selected colours handpicked by us for you. Featuring our favourite brights and muted colours. As you would expect from Viviva, they create super vivid colours with a single sweep of a wet brush. They blend and mix beautifully. The paints are held in a compact, lightweight and biodegradable palette made from recycled wine corks, which also includes a swatch card and wipe down reusable palette, perfect for on the go. Paints are 100% vegan, so there's no need to worry if you are a vegan or a vegetarian. These are not made with any animal products. Right, so I have drawn this out in pencil, knowing that we're getting a little uni pin. So we will just quickly line this out. And on here, I am going to test out the watercolour pencils. So what I've done is I've made like a long U shape. And that is going to give us the blendability box to work through. That's not my best set of line work there. But hey ho, it's only a swatch. Never get particular about your swatches, guys. There's no point getting upset about something that's just for you. Right, these generally dry pretty quickly, so I will give that one little second. It's a nice mid-variant line thickness, so if you were doing any line work, ink and wash kind of artwork, it's a nice thickness that you can make quite thin. Obviously I came to the party with no water, so bear with me one second, guys. So I really like watercolour, but I can't actually make it happen without somebody guiding me what to do. So here we go. The first one I've picked up is the ivory black. So I'm going to go pretty dark at the one end, as you would with a normal watercolour swatch. There's 2 ways that I've found to do this. These are really nice creamy pencils. One is to fully shade it out and then just wet it so that it becomes a matte image, but what I tend to do is only go halfway, and then I can see how far I can bring the colour with the water as well. So that was the ivory black. We've got the terracotta here, and because I'm that way inclined, I am going to put it in the third box just to be awkward. Mainly because I don't really want, I want the blue and the black to be next to each other. So again, I'm just giving this a little blend out, becoming lighter as I go through, so that we can see how far it'll pull down the page colour wise. It's nice to know how much pigment you've got. And then finally we've got the Prussian blue. Ooh, that's a nice colour. What they need to do is they need to do a little gouache mini kit. I'd love a little gouache mini kit. I'm not actually aware if Scrawler do any gouache. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had any gouache from a Scrawlrbox. Right, so this is a nice medium softness brush. And we'll just get a bit of kitchen roll to dab on. Right, so I'm just going to wet this first little bit here. We'll see how it looks. Well, it's blending out really well. The colour is pulling all the way down, as you can probably see. So I am going to take some of that pigment out of my brush so that we can get a bit of a blend effect. And that is a nice, fairly neutral black. There is a little bit of blue in there. I'm not sure if you can see that on the screen. But yes, it's very solid up at the top there. And blends out really well. So let's move on to the Prussian blue. So this one's taking a little bit more to activate, but there we go, we've got it going. The pigment is not travelling quite as far on this one. You can probably see it's already blending out there. Yeah, so the Prussian blue is not as pigmented, but it is a very nice shade. It has left some marks in the paper where I've had to push deep to get the stronger colour, but you could always avoid that by layering, doing a second layer once it's dry. And the last one is the terracotta. So that one's activated pretty quickly, and I would say this is about mid-range as far as the pigment goes. Let's just wash out that brush and get it blended down. Right, so I think they're pretty good colours. I can also tell you, because silly bee, I went back in and I touched into the black just there, so you can see it has actually created a cauliflower, which is good because it does mean that you can texturize these watercolors if you want to add that in with the salt or additional water, a bit of splatter technique. So that's interesting. So I'll leave that to one side to dry off, and we will have a look at the Viviva set. So as I said, I've actually used my own paper for a little swatch on this one, just so that I can actually see how it works on the paper that I use. I think that's probably the better option, because then you know exactly what you're getting rather than testing it out on the swatch that they've got. The only thing that I would say is there's quite a bit of cork dust on top of these paints, so I'll just give that a quick wipe. You don't really want that affecting the swatches. Right, so I'm going to turn it this way because then I can keep them together. So the first one that we've got here is cinnamon. So I'm going to wet it in from one end so we can see how it bleeds, and then we'll see how this goes. So this seems to be like an interesting flesh colour, unless they're the wrong way around. No, the next one is mango, so I'm pretty sure the cinnamon is the strange flesh colour, which is weird because cinnamon is not that colour, but I don't choose the names of these paints, so... It's not the most opaque colour I've ever used, and it doesn't jump into the wet section as much as I'd like. So let's just see how that blends out if we do it manually. That's a pretty decent colour if you're wanting to do portraits. I don't do many myself, but it could be good for some clouds if you've got the sun behind them. Right. To allow that to dry a little bit, I'm going to jump down to this box. Let's get a bit more water on the brush. So I only go about 2/3 up so that I can get some nice solid colour at the top. So this one is alizarin crimson, which in the majority of watercolours is quite granulated. So let's see how it goes on here. Oh, it's a nice vivid colour for this one. And that is fairly comparable to the Winsor & Newtons that I use. So it is jumping a little bit and feathering into the water, but it's not actually blending out of its own accord. So let's give it a bit of manual help. We'll see what we get. And being alizarin crimson, it's quite a staining colour, and I've now got a pink paintbrush. I've always got a pink or a green paintbrush, it seems, but this one's gone pink. So again, we'll jump down and see how this viridian hue goes. Pop on a little bit of water to sink into the paper. Wipe off that cork dust. Right, so ooh, I do like viridian, but it don't like me. Ooh, it looks vivid. Let's see. Oh yeah, that is a beautiful viridian shade. I'd equate that more to a Cotman Winsor & Newton colour, and it does bleed into the water a little bit on its own there, but let's just fade it out. Oh yeah, just a nice feathering effect. And now I've got a green paintbrush. Right, so we're jumping down to burnt umber now. If any of you guys have used these paints, do let me know in the comments. I know that they did do a set in one of the real Scrawler boxes. I'm not sure if you got more in that one, but I do know that it was in one of them because I saw somebody, well, I saw quite a few people posting, to be fair. So this is not terribly pigmented, but the browns rarely are. They are very much earth tones, so they tend to be a little bit more translucent generally, I find. But that is a good colour. So far we've got some nice colours for a bit of landscape work, which is what I like to do. So let's just jump up the top here and we'll try out the mango, which seems to be a very vivid orange colour. So let's see how opaque this is. Ooh, that is nice. That is like a dark cad yellow with a tiny bit of red in it. That is nice. Fairly solid colour at the top there, and it is blending out fairly well on its own. That's nice. Does seem a little bit granulating as well, as does the alizarin and viridian. So that's going to be nice to work with. So we'll try out the opera. This one's called. So it's probably going to be an opera rose variant. I think we're going to have a pink here. Let's have a see. Oh yes, that's quite translucent now. Let's have a see. Yep, that's a fairly translucent one, which is about right for your pinks. You don't get too many strong pinks on the market. Let's Get a little bit more up the top here so we can see the colour deeper and the viridians being awkward and joining in. So that's quite a good colour, but it is very light, very translucent. Might work well for sunsets and sunrises, but not so well for heather unless you were to mix it with the alizarin a little bit. Alright, let's jump down to deep blue. One of these days I'm going to remember to leave a little bit of space between the swatches, and then they're not going to bleed into each other, but not today. Today is not the day that we remember. Ooh, ooh, deep blue, that is nice. Ooh, this is kind of like, ooh, look at that. This is kind of like ultramarine mixed with a little bit of Windsor green blue. No, blue green. Blue green, get your colours the right way around, B. Oh, and it's very opaque. That is nice. Oh, we've got some granulation as well. Definitely got some ultramarine in there, I think, based on that granulation. And last but not least, we've got violet. So maybe this is a little bit more lively on the pink purple scale. So let's have a see. Oh, dog hair in it. Can't do anything without a dog hair. The dog's got to be everywhere, bless her. Ooh, this is nice. This is like a dioxazine. Ooh, yeah, look at that. And it's leaning red, so that'll be quite useful. So that's a good colour. Let's just add a bit more water down the bottom here so that we can get the translucent version. Oh yeah, that's nice. And I've now got a rainbow coloured paintbrush. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't like your paintbrushes to be dyed, this one might not be the one for you, but it has worked really well. It's a very good point. It moves the watercolour around well, and it holds a fair amount of water in the brush as well, so that's nice. So the colours again are cinnamon, mango, opera, alizarin crimson, viridian hue, deep blue, violet, and burnt umber. So those are some very nice colours. This is now dried, so you might be able to just see the scratch marks in the paper there, so they are quite hard nibs. And you can also see that it does do some nice texture if you want to add to it. So those are some really good colours. The ink, as expected, hasn't run at all, so like I say, it's really good for ink and wash work. And those are the two swatches we've got. The paintbrush, and let's just move that over there a bit. The pencils. So let's turn those over so that you can see. Boop, boop, boop. So that, in my opinion, is a really excellent little set. So if you're wanting to find out if you're into watercolour, if it's something that you'd like to do, if you're more of a watercolour pencil or a watercolour pan person, this is a good set to have a go at and see what's happening. So have a check out on Scrawlrbox.uk collections, and they are the mini kits. Like I say, it's out of stock at the moment, but there is a notify me now button. So let me know what you think of these colours. Let me know if you've tried out any of these products. I'd love to see or hear about them. Drop me a comment down below. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this little unboxing. I've enjoyed it. Can't wait to work with these colours. I will let you guys get on with your day now. Find something that makes you smile. And as always, guys, be happy.